AYAM CEMANI. AYAM CEMANI is a chicken breed from Java, Indonesia, where every visible part of the animal is completely black. The feathers are black, the skin is black, the meat is black, the bones are black, the organs are black, the blood is darker than standard chicken blood. The condition is caused by hyperpigmentation from a genetic mutation called fibromelanosis that causes melanin to deposit throughout every tissue in the body. The eggs are the only exception. They are cream-colored. AYAM CEMANI chickens cost between $200 and $2,500 per bird. In Javanese culture, they are believed to have mystical properties. A chicken that is black from skin to bone commands luxury prices because the genetic mutation that causes it is extraordinarily rare.
Rocky Mountain oysters. Rocky Mountain oysters are bull testicles, served fried at rodeos, county fairs, and western bars across the American mountain states. The name is a deliberate misdirection. No seafood is involved. The dish is eaten at festivals dedicated specifically to it in Montana, Colorado, and Idaho, where testicle festivals, sometimes called Testy Festi, attract thousands of attendees annually. The texture after frying is similar to chicken, mild in flavor and significantly less confrontational than the description suggests to first-time eaters. A ranching byproduct from the castration of young bulls became a regional delicacy with its own festival circuit. The name exists because Rocky Mountain testicles was considered less marketable.
Geoduck. Geoduck is the largest burrowing clam in the world, and it looks exactly like what you think it looks like. The shell can weigh over 2 kilograms. The siphon extending from it can reach 1 meter in length. It lives buried up to 1 meter underground in the Pacific Northwest and can live for over 150 years. A single geoduck sells for up to $150 at American seafood markets. In Chinese restaurants, it is sliced thin and served raw as sashimi or in hot pot. The oldest geoduck ever recorded was 168 years old. Americans are uncomfortable eating it. Pacific Northwest fishermen have been harvesting it for centuries without caring what anyone thinks.
MCPIZZA. McDonald's served pizza at hundreds of American locations throughout the 1990s. The McPizza required 11 minutes to prepare, which violated every principle of fast food service speed. Customers ordered it anyway because it was pizza at McDonald's, and the novelty was sufficient motivation. McDonald's corporate eventually decided that an 11-minute menu item was incompatible with the drive-thru model that defined American fast food. The McPizza was discontinued in most locations by 2000. 2 restaurants in Ohio and West Virginia kept serving it because franchisee agreements allowed them to maintain the menu item. 1 location in Spencer, West Virginia still serves McPizza today. A discontinued McDonald's product from the 1990s is still available at 1 restaurant in West Virginia.
Sushi donut. The sushi donut appeared on Australian food blogs in 2016 as a ring of sushi rice shaped like a donut, topped with sashimi, avocado, and sesame. It is not Japanese. Japanese sushi chefs have expressed a range of reactions from confusion to visible distress. The format was designed entirely for Instagram. The ring shape photographs from above in a way that traditional sushi does not. It spread from Melbourne cafes to food markets in London, New York, and Los Angeles within 18 months, purely through social media. It tastes like sushi. It looks like nothing sushi has ever looked like. The comments section on every sushi donut post contains a debate that has never been resolved and generates engagement every single time.
KFC CHIZZA. The KFC CHIZZA is a pizza where a fried chicken fillet replaces the pizza dough base. It was developed in the Philippines in 2015, tested in Singapore and Hong Kong, and eventually launched in markets across Asia, the Middle East, and parts of Europe. The United States received a limited test in select markets in 2024. The chicken base produces a different texture than dough, crisper and denser, which changes how the toppings interact with each bite. A Philippines test kitchen product spent nearly a decade traveling through global markets before returning to the country whose fast food chain invented it.
Pizza Hut hot dog crust. Pizza Hut launched a pizza with hot dogs baked into the crust in the United Kingdom in 2012. The sausages were encased in the crust at regular intervals, so each slice ended with a hot dog. It was not subtle. The United Kingdom received it because test marketing suggested British consumers were more receptive to novelty than American consumers. The UK launch generated immediate international media coverage. Pizza Hut subsequently launched versions in Japan, South Korea, Canada, and Australia. The United States never received the original version.
a pizza with hot dogs in the crust toured the world and specifically avoided the country that invented both pizza culture and hot dogs simultaneously.
Taiyaki ice cream. Taiyaki are Japanese fish-shaped waffles that have been sold from street carts in Japan since 1909. The fish shape, specifically a sea bream called tai, was chosen because tai is considered a lucky fish in Japanese culture. Traditional taiyaki are filled with sweet red bean paste. The ice cream version, a soft-serve cone served inside a warm taiyaki waffle, was introduced by Korean-American dessert shops in New York around 2016 and spread nationally within 2 years. The contrast of warm waffle and cold ice cream in a visually distinctive fish shape made it one of the most photographed street foods of the decade. A 1909 Japanese street cart snack became a 2016 New York food trend because it photographs from every angle.
KFC Chicken Donut Sandwich. KFC tested a chicken sandwich where glazed donuts replaced the standard bun in select American markets in 2020. The combination of sweet glazed dough and fried chicken with honey sauce applied the Luther Burger concept to KFC's core product. The test was limited to specific locations in Norfolk, Virginia, and Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, before a brief national rollout. Customers who tried it reported the sweetness of the glaze worked with the chicken in the same way honey does on fried chicken. A donut bun experiment that Luther Vandross allegedly inspired decades earlier became a KFC test product and, briefly, a national menu item.
Spaghetti ice cream. Spaghetti ice cream was invented in 1969 by Dario Fontanella at his family's ice cream parlor in Mannheim, Germany. Vanilla ice cream is pressed through a potato ricer or spaghetti press, producing strands that land in a bowl exactly like a plate of pasta. Strawberry sauce goes on top as the tomato sauce. Grated white chocolate or coconut falls over everything as the parmesan. The dish is a visual joke that works perfectly every single time. It spread through German ice cream parlors for decades before food media discovered it globally in the 2010s. A 1969 German prank became one of the most photographed desserts in the world. Deep-fried Snickers. The deep-fried Mars bar was invented in Scotland in 1995. Scotland then applied the same logic to a Snickers. The caramel and nougat inside a Snickers behave differently under heat than the caramel in a Mars bar, producing a molten interior with more textural contrast. American state fairs adopted the format in the early 2000s, and the Snickers version outsold the Mars bar version in US markets because Americans have a stronger emotional connection to Snickers. The same Scottish fish and chip shop logic that produced the fried Mars bar accidentally created a competition between two chocolate bars about which one fries better. Century egg. Century eggs are not 100 years old. They are preserved for weeks to months in a mixture of clay, ash, salt, quicklime, and rice hulls, which raises the pH dramatically and transforms the egg through an alkaline chemical reaction, rather than fermentation. The white becomes a translucent dark brown jelly. The yolk turns gray-green and creamy. The smell is strongly sulfuric. The flavor is intensely savory, with a complexity that fresh eggs cannot produce. Century eggs have been eaten in China for over 600 years. Western food media consistently ranks them among the most challenging foods in the world. Chinese cuisine uses them in congee, tofu dishes, and as a standalone appetizer. A chemical transformation that looks alarming produces a flavor that requires no apology. Taco Bell Waffle Taco. Taco Bell launched the waffle taco in 2014 as part of their first breakfast menu. A folded waffle replaced the tortilla, holding scrambled eggs, bacon or sausage, and cheese inside. It came with a side of syrup. The combination of sweet waffle and savory breakfast filling was either inspired or confused, depending on who was asked. Taco Bell sold 525 million breakfast items in the first year of their breakfast program. The waffle taco was later replaced by the biscuit taco, which was considered more structurally sound. A company that had never served breakfast created one of the most successful fast food breakfast launches in American history with a waffle shaped like a taco. Burger King Black Burger. Burger King Japan released a burger with a completely black bun and black cheese in 2014. The color came from bamboo charcoal and squid ink added to the bun and cheese respectively. The resulting burger looked like something from a Halloween display, but tasted like a standard burger because charcoal and squid ink contribute almost no flavor at the concentrations used.
Japan's food market rewards visual novelty more consistently than any other market, which is why Japanese fast food releases regularly produce items that generate global media coverage. A standard burger dyed black with squid ink became one of the most photographed fast food items of 2014.
Elvis sandwich. Elvis Presley ate a fried peanut butter, banana, and bacon sandwich at Graceland on a near-daily basis, according to his personal cook. The sandwich was reportedly introduced to him by a restaurant in Denver called the Colorado Gold Mine Company, which served a version that Elvis flew to Colorado specifically to eat. He then had his cook replicate it at Graceland. The combination of hot fried bread, melted peanut butter, warm banana, and salty bacon activates every major flavor receptor simultaneously. A sandwich eaten obsessively by one man in Memphis became so culturally associated with him that it carries his name 50 years after his death.